1 2 1 2. Yeah, 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 yeah. Make sure I'm sounding copacetic. Testing, testing. Mm. Okay, hold on, wait. This is like an emergency live, real quick. When it comes to the old fashioned wrestling, let y'all know what's happening. Episode 52. Waiting for my comrades to pull in. I dropped that link. But in the meantime, in between time, I hope I sound good. In the meantime, in between time, wait, sorry about that, y'all. Soon setting things up here. I went through some nonsense with this damn. I swear to God, me and electronics don't get along at all. I swear to God. It's like I'm John Connor and electronics is the Terminator. Yeah, it may help out. It may be cool with me at first, and then after that, it'll turn on me. Make sure everything good. Hey, yo,
Oh,
B, what
look at
the
that
fuck?
background.
Don't do that to the pizza ever.
Oh no, I didn't do it to the people.
Don't do it to the pizza. We ain't trying to see that. You already
Boy, oh
know,
boy,
B.
where do we start? I think
Let's just go. Let's just go. Just go for it. Go ahead.
this is gonna be so ugly. You know what? We can't even talk good about what an amazing weekend this was. We can't talk
Yeah,
about. We
because I
can't
was
talk
gonna do
about
the whole. I was gonna do the whole disdain wrestling. Fuck that for right
the
now.
hell with that. Cause
Fuck that right
boy,
now.
oh
We gotta.
boy,
We gotta go. We gotta get it. We gotta
A
cook today. That's why this is an emergency live that we doing right now. So
two
let's go.
people after having a great weekend of professional wrestling, two individuals ruined it for all of us.
Who?
I you today's supposed to be the no Tuesday was supposed to be the biggest day that we was going to talk about the return of MJF, the Joker, come out of nowhere. But what the
Yeah,
hell are we
you
talking
predicted it.
about? Yeah, but what we talking about now? We're talking about this dumbass CM Punk
Oh,
and this
what?
coward of a owner, Tony Khan. Are you kidding me? You mean to tell me that CM Punk is this freaking selfish and jealous that he had to make it about him? Like honestly, his actions, what he did at the press conference, pretty much ruined that entire show. The show was going to be pretty decent, but CM Punk just happened to ruin it for everybody with that stupid comment that he made. He just can't keep his damn mouth shut. I see why Vince McMahon said the hell with CM Punk. I don't care if you are a draw, but you gotta go. And look at Tony Khan. Tony Khan sitting up
Well,
there like a damn kid.
I was letting you go, but from you saying that, no, that's not a fact. That's what you think. What happened
No,
with
I'm not the
Vince
only one
McMahon?
that's
Vince
saying
McMahon.
I
Hold on, no, wait. I'm talking about with Vince McMahon and Punk. Vince McMahon basically, I guess you could say, he fired Punk. Only reason that he did that is because Punk wasn't trying to come back anyway at the time.
yeah,
He
but
was done. He
Punk
was
don't
the
get
one that
along with
was forcing.
nobody.
Hold on. He was the one that was trying to beg Punk to come back. Punk didn't want to come back, especially since he was about to marry AJ. So when Vince knew what time it was, That's what he wanted to say. Oh, you're fired because he didn't want to make it look like CM Punk quitting, because that would have basically damaged Vince McMahon's ego.
I don't even think it's just because of CM Punk quitting. I think CM Punk acts like a fucking baby the moment he don't get his way. And you see how he's acting at AEW. And Tony Khan's such a damn bitch. He is scared to. I'm sorry. You're my
No,
world
no,
heavyweight champion. You're
he
my
he
world
is
heavyweight
he is
champion.
go ahead, go ahead. My bad. I'm gonna let you keep going. Go ahead, Cook. Go ahead.
You're my world heavyweight champion. That means I have put the title on you. Because remember, CM Punk don't earn the title. That title is awarded because they think like, look, you're gonna bring the best prestige, the best responsibility, and by far the best maturity. But what CM Punk do? He throws out his dirty laundry about Colt Cabana. When was he ever relevant? All he had to do was say, hey, I'm not friends with Colt Cabana. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that. No, what he say? This dude went to what's this thing that they say in wrestling that he he broke the fourth wall.
Yeah, broke the fourth wall. Yeah,
You're not supposed to talk about personal shit in the business. You keep that to yourself. Dirt sheet is dirt sheet. What they used to say, yo, I don't know where you got that info from, but it ain't exactly how it went. Blah blah blah. Me and Colt Cabana don't have a problem. So everything that you hear is just bridge under the water, even if it's a fucking lie. You
yeah.
stay
It's
on that
definitely
lie,
bridge underwater. You got that right. It's definitely a bridge underwater.
man. That shit's not
Nate,
even a bridge. That's a damn ocean.
what's
But
going
then,
on, Nate? Glad for you to
but then
join
you over
us.
there fighting with the young bucks backstage. Come on. And you know what? I guess the Young Bucks was like, what the fuck with this bullshit? You gonna call us out at a press conference? We're the ones that okay and say, hey, put the belt on CM Punk, let him be the title, let him be the champion. And then CM Punk just fucking yapping his gums. And then come to find out, this just opened up a brand new can of worms because literally people been saying bad shit about CM Punk ever since he was in his days of Ring of Honor. So this ain't nothing new. This is the same shit. And WWE also said like, oh, what you guys think about AEW signing CM Punk? They said that's their headache, and they wasn't lying. Oh
Hmm.
man, he definitely did ruin the nostalgia of that whole wrestling weekend because we really should only be talking about the rates of the matches, how badass Clash of the Castle was, with the exception of horrible as Liv Morgan. But no, the main topic got to be about CM Punk and his little bitch fit with the damn Young Bucks.
Now, I don't know. I heard of the whole. I guess you could say scuffle, maybe a disagreement. After the whole scrum that CM Punk had did, right? But I think he was when it came to EVPs, he was mainly talking about Hangman. You know,
Hangman's
basically
not an EVP. He called out Nick Jackson mainly. Nick Jackson and his
because I remember the first time I heard it, it was last night. I heard more of it earlier today, but
when you get a
last
chance,
night it was like in a way he was alluding to this dude Hangman Adam Page for being the EVP because for the simple fact that he was caping for Cole Cabana and basically putting his nose in their business, which you shouldn't have to.
yeah, but
And
it
yeah,
this has been going on for how limit. So he said he ain't spoke to Colt Cabana in 10 years.
right.
Why did he still brings that bullshit up? It's just like the same
But
thing
then
with
no, that's what I'm saying. He's not the one that it's them.
Them.
they don't have no. Where's the proof though? Where is the written proof? Because right now it's a bunch of he say she say, and the shit looks real stupid. It looks real childish. They at the wrong time to be fighting over what he or she said. And the funny thing was watching the press conference, Tony Khan is trying to get away from the subject and your main guy cuts you off, says, shut the fuck up, you're a bitch, I'm going to say what I got to say. And Tony Khan just sat there and took it. Now, let's be real. I don't care what people feel about Vince McMahon or Triple H. Do you think you're going to see Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns cut off Triple H in the middle of a press conference and embarrass the fucking company?
Hell no.
He lost total control of that company. And I might be right about this. I said AEW won't exist in 5 years. Let's say AEW might not even make it in the next 3 years the way they act.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Go ahead, Nate.
Yeah. You got to think about it like this. They didn't want to be overshadowed by WWE's pay-per-view this weekend, so they got to create controversy, and it's gonna get you. So in the end, what Punk said and did is good for TV. You know, fucking Mean Gene would be having a fucking field day on the hotline if it was still around.
Oh wow, hell yeah!
He's scamming people on the hotline.
What? This should be what?
But what if this is not a portray? What they keep saying? What's that word they say? Not a shoot, but a work. What if this is not a work?
And also,
I think I ain't gonna lie. Because I ain't gonna lie. From before, I was on some real pro CM Punk type shit, like how he basically laid down the story and talking about how he was helping Cole Cabana along the way, and Cole Cabana was asking for more money, and CM Punk wasn't trying to hear that. And then next thing you know, they started, going on a rift within that part right there. But when this dude CM Punk started laying this shit on real thick during the scrum, like, basically, fuck the locker room. Fuck the locker room. Hold on, wait. Like, fuck the locker room. I don't even care about the locker room. I don't want to work with the locker room. I'm tired of working with the locker room. That's when I was like, all right, now, this got to be a work. Because he's not just going to sit there and just completely obliterate the whole locker room just like that. That'll make Tony, you know how crazy that'll make Tony Khan look? Like, this dude is literally sitting there obliterating your whole roster in front of your face.
That's CM Punk. He don't respect Tony Khan. He gonna say whatever the hell he wants.
No, I don't know. No, that gotta be a work. That gotta be a work how he did that. You got to
remember too. He might be testing the water for a heel turn too. So this might be a feeler for a heel turn.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. You think Tony Khan's gonna sit there and just let him just do that? Hell no. He can sue Punk for that if anything. He can sue him.
He is a punk. Tony Khan is a punk. And what
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing with you, but him doing that gotta be a work because that's bad business for him to do something like that.
Well,
especially right in front of the portrait space. I was with it from before. I understood, like, okay, yeah, Punk dude makes some valid points. But when he was really, going in and he basically just spread the fire on everybody. And it's like, how could you sit there and say, why do you deserve this treatment? You did nothing to nobody, but you do the same thing to the motherfuckers in the locker room. You being hypocritical.
That makes me wonder, when you watch, you gotta watch these promos now. We're gonna have to look, and AEW definitely gave us a lot of footage to look back to. And the one thing I will say, go back to the whole Eddie Kingston and CM Punk promo, because you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me.
Yeah, we mentioned JCD. Hold on, Scott. My bad. I guess you lost connection out there, JCD. Okay, wait, hold on. Make sure we got JCD up in here.
Hello?
The Rock's biggest fan. Yeah.
Okay, I'm starting this off with 2 words. Fuck him. Who the fuck does that little skinny fat kid think he fucking is? To fucking go after Paige like that? To go after Kenny and the Bucks? And I can't stand the fucking Elite. I think they're the fucking shits. But who the fuck is he? And you know what? Tony better fucking OD on coke soon, because this is going to come to roost, and he's going to fucking not know what to do with himself when it does. Fuck him last night.
Fuck him. He ruined that pay-per-view match because not once they even spoke about MJF.
He did, and he shitted on him too. Oh, he wants to think the grass is greener on the other side. No, the grass is greener where you water it and shit. You know what? Fuck you. You don't care about that company, but you're fucking obsessed about them. You can't shut the fuck up about them. Okay?
No, he can't.
Okay.
And what's so funny about it is
the most money in their lives off the CM Punk name. Colt Cabana and Vince McMahon. No, motherfucker. You made the most money of your life thanks to Vince fucking McMahon.
Exactly.
Okay.
Vince McMahon made his money. Vince McMahon made his money off of Rock, off of Bret the Hitman Hart, off of Macho Man, off of Hogan.
Fuck
Vince
him.
McMahon ain't hurting on no money.
Fuck him. I'm like, and his little tough guy voice last night. Oh, blah, blah, blah. I'm old, I'm tired, and I work with children. No, fuck you. You're the fucking child. And that fucking cokehead next to him is another fucking piece of shit because he's just allowing it. He's allowing it. And when this company implodes, because Tony's not going to have the fucking balls to stand up for him and just tell him, you don't have to fire Punk, but every now and then you got to tell Punk to shut up.
Yeah.
Okay. And you know what? When Tony doesn't do that, Kenny could go back to Japan and main event Wrestle Kingdom tomorrow. The Bucks could retire. The Bucks could go do indies. The Bucks could go to Japan. The Bucks could go to WWE. They'll be fine. But when you're stuck with CM Punk and that's it in that locker room, okay, and a bunch of CM Punk cronies and ass kissers, that company is going to be worse off than WCW 2000. Fuck Tony. Fuck Punk. Nah. And you know what?
It's still rolling.
It's going to be hysterical when Ace Steele's still walking around backstage Wednesday night. Ace Steele got involved. He's the one that threw the chair that hit Nick Jackson in the eye. Who the fuck is Ace Steele?
Did he bite Kenny too? Is that true? He bit Kenny? Was he hungry? He bit him.
You know what? As much as I talk about Kenny Omega and how much of a pansy he is, he ain't someone I'm going to fucking shoot hands with if you're not a real professional wrestler. Kenny Omega look like he'll beat your ass in real life.
It's not even that, okay? Kenny's the type of guy, like when all the Cody drama was going on, Kenny always stayed out of it. You know, Kenny was never a politic guy or this and that. Like when
Kenny was never that guy. I'm sorry for jumping in. Kenny was never that guy. Like
that's what I'm saying. And
when the elite was kind of killing it, and well, not kind of killing it, they were before AEW. You know, like in 2017, 2018, it was always Cody and the Bucks that was doing the WWE jobs, whereas Kenny was just doing his own thing.
And
then when AEW started,
Kenny was the one who was willing to stick around and do what was right for New Japan when he knew he wasn't re-signing. Kenny didn't turn around and say, "Oh, Wrestle Kingdom and I'm done." He was willing to stick around. Okay, and it was New Japan that said, "No, you're done." Kenny is not that guy. Okay, he's not.
Cody left with class. When he left, there was no hard feelings with AEW. I think if CM Punk was to quit today, he'll talk shit about Tony Khan. He'll talk shit.
He couldn't find a podcast to get on quick enough to fucking shit on these guys. Okay? Yeah, no. And say what you will about the Cody exit. And there's been some shots at Cody, and Cody has kept quiet. Cody could have went on the Austin show and destroyed Tony in AEW, I'm sure. Okay? He didn't. Okay? You know how Cody stayed silent for 47 days off social media. And I know, it's funny because MJF just did the same thing. Cody could have sat there and been like, fuck this shit. I'm going to say what I got to say. I'm going to talk about how my wife was treated and all that and whatever. He didn't. Okay? Cody handled it the right way. This motherfucker will not. Okay? And I'm telling you right now, yes, he wanted to put MJF over, but there's something that tells me that it is going to take God himself coming down. To quote Sean back in 97, the night after Mania, God himself might not be able to get that belt off of him right now, because now he's got to prove a fucking point. And now he's going to sit there and think he's the big swinging dick in AEW. And what got lost in all the fucking drama.
Hold on, wait, because hold on, y'all can hear me, right? Everything copacetic?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you, Sam, man. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so now when this dude CM Punk gets MJF over, y'all can't call him a hypocrite because remember he said within that I guess you could call a promo at the Scrum is that he always wanted to put everybody over and shit. Like when it came to Colt Cabana, what may have you. And
I
he
said
felt
this
he did
before.
the same thing.
I said this before.
Hold on, Tom.
Hold
Hold on, Tom. I got you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think this whole thing, which makes valid sense, is to get MJF over. And CM Punk is the one to put the belt on MJF. Now, I'm not trying to hear nothing about CM Punk right now. Now, if he don't put the belt on MJF, then y'all could say, "Oh, he's
A
selfish."
lot of things have changed. I agree with you because there was supposedly the plan was he wanted to win the title at Double or Nothing and drop it to drop it to MJF at All Out. I've heard that report that was what the original plan was. The problem is a lot of things have changed in 90 days, and I'm not sure now if Punk's going to be as open to do it. Punk could do it strictly out of fuck, I don't want to, but I kind of got to because I kind of shot my mouth off. You know what I'm saying? He could almost do it out of spite.
No, he's not. He's not on that type of time. Like if he does
Punk's not
it,
that type of child.
he's gonna do it.
Let me,
He is gonna get MJF over.
Let me tie a bow in this. I said this months ago, bro. Before any of this should happen, before Double or Nothing, I said this as early as back as like March. Punk's entire AEW run is a Bret Hart tribute. It's a tribute to 96, 97. The end game.
Oh, when he turned Canadian heel.
Yeah, the end game to this is a double turn. And Jericho, a lot of stuff happened at the media scrum last night. So much stuff happened that a lot of stuff is getting lost in translation. You know, Jericho said he had a talk with MJF, and Jericho said, listen, you're going to be a face. And MJF said, well, I don't want to be a face. And Jericho said, well, it's not about what you want. You're going to be a face regardless if you want to be a face. The end game to this is a double turn. MJF as a face, Punk as a heel. Ever since Punk has debuted in AEW, with the exception of MJF, every single big feud has been with a face. His first match was with Darby, a face. His second match was with Eddie, a face. When he was on TV
Eddie wasn't a face
getting
yet.
victories, most of the victories he got were over faces, like Pentagon as an example, or Matt Sydal. He really hasn't been facing that many heels. And then every time he fused with somebody, whether it was Darby or Eddie or Hangman or MJF, in so many words in the storyline, they're basically saying, yo, this dude Punk isn't who he says he is. He's fake. You know, it's all a slow burn. The problem is the way that TK books very similar to how Ghetto and New Japan books, a slow burn. And I'm not trying to be anti-WWE. I'm just being honest. Most fans are used to the way WWE books. And the way that WWE books is just now. There's no slow burn. If something happens, just it happens. You know, people are not used to that. They're not used to, you know, like as an example, Liv Morgan, she won the Money in the Bank. We're not going to build up. She cashed in the same day. Theory won the Money in the Bank. Every time there's a title match, he's going to cash in. He's going to cash in. Because that's just how WWE is. Everything is now. Nothing's ever take your time. Build to it. This is a slow heel turn of Punk. Now, all this real life shit going on with Hangman and the Bucks and the Cabana, like, I'm not going to speak on that. But I said this before any of this shit happened. The end game was a double turn. MJF, Punk, double turn. Just like Brett and Austin in 97. That's the end game. I don't know when it's going to end, though. I would have told you, like, back in the spring, I would have said the end game would have been all out. But as John said, so much stuff has happened since then. Punk got hurt. So much stuff has changed. So I don't know. Maybe they'll do it.
I think the end is supposed to ultimately this dude MJF being champion. That should be the end of the story.
Right.
I hope that's the end of the story. But I must say, I got to challenge your theory on this because you said this is all about a double turn. Well,
Yeah.
let's talk about the double turn. Let's talk about Steve Austin and Bret Hart. Bret Hart wasn't on TV on media freaking throwing out dirty laundry. Bret Hart didn't do that.
But at the same time, the outlet, you can't say that because the outlet is different now than from before.
Yeah,
Right.
but I
Obviously.
get what he's saying. Bret
Yeah.
wasn't doing. The fans kind of soured on Bret and fell in love with Austin. And I get what he's trying to say. The problem is, Punk is coming off like a complete and total dickbag.
Exactly.
It's gonna
All
be a
Bret
case
said
of
was this. All Bret said was this. He's like, since y'all booing me, okay. Vince McMahon and Bret talked after WrestleMania, and it was like, okay, we see that you're starting to get more heat as the feud went on. The moment you start getting booed at WrestleMania, I need you to become a little bit edgy. So he attacked Steve Austin. So it's a work. Then Ken Shamrock slammed him.
yeah.
Bret left it alone. He walked away. Now, the day after WrestleMania is always
Cuts
the hottest
promo.
event. Bret Hart cuts a promo. All Bret Hart said was American fans. He was still a babyface, but he still look at it like this. USA fans hate Canadian wrestlers. They do. USA fans hate Arabic wrestlers.
Punk's not going to turn around and be like, well, you know, I'm going to be a face in Chicago and a heel in the other 49 states. That's the difference between Punk
wants
and
to
Hart.
be worshipped every
Thanks for the likes, y'all. Thanks for the likes. Like,
he wants to be worshipped.
We got 5 likes.
He go.
Yeah.
Hold on. We got. Hold on. Wait. Hold on. We got. I just want to appreciate everybody for hitting the likes. Fuck it. We got 5 likes right now. Let's go for 10. Let's go, man. We heating up right now. Let's go for 10. 5 likes. Let's go for 10. Let's go.
We're heating up.
Go ahead, y'all.
Yeah, like
I'm breaking up.
Punk's not getting cheered in Chicago.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Am I breaking up?
No,
No,
you're good.
No, you good. You good. We cooking.
No, you're heating up. You're heating up.
We're cooking that
Cooking.
cream of wheat right now.
Because you know
Crisco.
what the difference
Yeah,
is?
Crisco.
Cream of wheat? Like, come on now.
Wheat.
It's Labor Day. It's Labor Day. We cooking up some burgers and dogs.
Barbecue. Some ribs.
Right.
Burgers.
All right, then give me
Steak.
some of them ribs, man. He's about to say something. Give me some of those ribs.
MJF's not going to turn around and see. The thing with MJF is MJF's not just anti-establishment and whatever. You know, people are going to love that. MJF is still going to call you a human abortion, and you're not going to cheer being called that. That's the difference. You know, and I guess I don't even think Dynamite Wednesday night's the key determining factor. I think it's going to be Grand Slam.
When he's in Queens.
If they do the match at Grand Slam, okay, and I can tell you this as being a kid who was raised in Queens. I live in Staten Island now. We can't stand Long Island and people from Long Island, okay? They're flids, fucking Long Island dicks, okay? We don't like Long Island. If MJF
Queens don't even like Bronx niggas.
If MJF gets
You said again, Scott?
Queens don't even like people from the Bronx because it's all about the Yankees and the Mets.
Yeah,
man.
that's, you know, but I'm a Yankee fan, so, you know, if MJF manages to get cheered in Queens, then you've got something. But if MJF rolls into Queens and gets booed out of Arthur Ashe, then I'm telling you right now, you can't do this double turn. Okay.
Well, I just think it's interesting that MJF was in the main event segment in Chicago, and the fans were cheering him louder than Punk.
Yeah, but then he booed. Yeah, but then when he drew up the middle fingers, they turned and booed him again. So it's like, you know, like Austin.
Same thing for Austin, man.
Yeah,
It's going to be on the fans.
No, Austin drew up the middle fingers, and people still cheered even louder. You know, like
they gave him the middle finger. That was his trademark.
That was different. Austin didn't shit on people at WrestleMania, which ironically enough was in Chicago.
It was a salute.
He didn't shit on anybody. He just went about his business and said, listen, I'm going to kick Bret Hart's ass. The difference is, like I said, is MJF is going to tell Punk, I'm going to beat you for the world title, and I'm going to do it in front of all these people that should have been fucking swallowed and aborted. That's the fucking difference.
Yeah, exactly. That's how this dude
That's the
MGF gives it
difference.
up. MGF gives no fucks, and
And
that's
you
why
know,
I hate
So
they
then
trying to force the face turn.
so that makes him a tweener. Then he'll be a tweener
He
that
shouldn't
needs
be
to.
that.
he's
That's
not going to
like what
be
I
like
was
that.
saying.
Dude,
Like
you
what
can't
I was
tell
saying
people
from
they should be
before.
aborted and have people cheer for you. It's not.
MJF should be a fucking heel. Period.
It doesn't matter,
Yes,
man.
he
It's too
should.
late.
He should.
It
It's
doesn't
But
not
the
matter,
too
man. The
late.
problem is
fans
this:
determine
It's not
everything. If
too
the
late.
fans cheer
the
you,
press conference didn't even mention MJF. It was all about this bullshit that CM Punk had with Cole Cabana, and it was
Hold
just a
on.
simple question. It
Yeah.
was a simple
But yo,
question.
you
Was
gotta
CM Punk
understand,
gonna?
yo. Remember, he was going through this. Remember, we was asking from before. Why did this dude see him randomly just cut that promo on Hangman Adam Page years after their whole title bout?
Yep.
Man,
Like all
He
this
still
shit
had
strings
weeks.
together.
He
All this
still
shit
had
strings
time
together.
to address
I
that
don't.
before
I
Double or
don't think
Nothing,
CM
and
Punk
he
ever
didn't.
wanted to wrestle Adam Page for the title.
I
There's
wouldn't
this thing.
either. He fucking sucks.
I get that,
Yeah,
but
but that's on Tony
see,
then. Then
yeah,
you need
that's
to
on
go to
Tony.
Tony. You need to go to Tony and be like, listen, you want to put the belt on me, that's fine. But you know what? Have Adam Cole beat Page, and I'll fight Adam Cole for the title.
Right.
Brian
Like I said
Danielson
that,
beat
remember, I
Page,
said that from before. I've
and I'll
been
beat him for
saying
the title.
Hangman Page was trash.
But it's time to go to bed,
And,
guys.
and fucking Jungle Bum. Fuck out of
Jungle
here.
Bum.
leave Jungle Boy alone. We ain't talking about him today. We're
Well,
talking about the self-cockiness of CM Punk. He has this thing that he has this thing. Look, the way they treat CM Punk.
Look, he
when
wasn't a complete narcissist. He wasn't a complete
He's always been
narcissist
a narcissist.
not
CM Punk's
completely,
always
not
been a
completely,
narcissist.
not completely. He made a lot of very valid points because he's letting motherfuckers know. Like, look, if I don't want to be cool with this dude, I don't want to be cool with this dude. Why y'all sitting here trying to attach every single story about him to me? Y'all the ones that said he's the reason. I'm the reason he's in Ring of Honor. He said, "Yo, get the fuck out of here!" Like, I don't care what he does, where he works, whatever. He said that himself. They're the
Okay,
ones that's being messy.
he could have said just that, but then when he basically got on there and started talking shit about executive vice presidents and calling them shitless managers that can't fucking manage their way
All
out of
right,
a paper bag, I was like, oh, he's
here's
taking
it.
it too
Here it is.
far.
Right. We remember we spoke about this from before when it came to Sasha Banks. When Sasha Banks did what he did, or did what she did, what may have you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand, like motherfuckers like them, they get asked these questions over and over and over and over and over. After a while, you're gonna get tired of this shit, especially after you just came from a fucking match. What's
Well,
the
that
first
just
question
means
they
you're too
ask?
sensitive to be in the business. If
That's
you look at
not
it
being
like this,
sensitive,
yes,
my
they are.
dude. It's not being sensitive.
Look what the hell Ric Flair had to deal with in the 80s. Look what Ron
Oh
Simmons
fuck
had to
that! The
deal with
nigga
the
was on
90s.
coke.
These wrestlers are
What do
freaking
you
stars.
mean? He was on coke. Like, of course, everything is done to Ric Flair. Fuck Ric Flair.
Ron Simmons was
woo!
called a coon. So
Dusty,
get the fuck out of here. He
Dusty
was
in the
called a
parking
coon
lot.
as
Make it good.
champion. The only
Exactly.
reason the
Fucking Ric
only reason
Flair.
the only reason why the
Oh,
fans
God.
went crazy for Ron Simmons is because he won the heavyweight title in fucking Baltimore. And WCW fans, even Southern fans, was like, yo, this would be dope to see a black wrestler win the world heavyweight title. They went ape shit. But as much as
Supposed
praise
to be
as
Vader
Ron
too.
Simmons received, he got as much hate mail. But the only difference is it was not on social media. It was in newspapers. It was in personal letters. It's just like the movie Rocky 2, when Apollo Creed was getting blasted by hate mail that they was insulting his intelligence and insulting his kid.
To Scott's
Art
point, like we
imitates
said the
life.
other week, that's why all this to me is just like I don't understand, man. Like when I go on social media, we already cooked about this, man. you can tell who the young people are and who are the people that have been around the block, man. All this shit is no different than WWF 97. Fucking Brett pulled out Sean's hair. Sean went to his office, Vince's office, and threatened to quit. And was like, I'm going to quit and go to WCW. And Vince was like, oh, you're not leaving. Like, this shit happened every week. In 97, 98, 99, that wasn't wrestling was hot.
And that's why I was telling. Hold on, no, hold on. That's what I was telling you, Scott. That's what I was telling you also, Scott. Like, all feds go through their fuck shit. Everybody's sitting there saying with AEW,
Right.
oh, they're finished, they're done. Like, no, like you wildin'. You think they're never gonna have fights and arguments? No, it's gonna happen.
They're always gonna have fights. But the biggest difference between today's wrestlers and the wrestlers in the past is they protected the business. That's the main thing. Dusty Rhodes spoke about.
The difference is social media, man. Social media.
And they don't protect the business.
The aura of kayfabe is dead, and the curtains are pulled back. So now we know everything. For wrestler has a political belief, we know. For wrestlers anti-vax, we know. Whereas in 99, not everybody had a computer. Or in 2005, in the infancy of social media, and everyone knew. Like when Eddie Guerrero passed away at the Eddie Guerrero tribute show. There were some fans.
Man, look, imagine if YouTube and all that was around during the Attitude Era. Oh my God.
Right.
Oh my God.
I wish Braun Strowman's bum ass just showed up.
I wish I was in that meeting. I wish I was in that meeting with Vince and Sean. Come on, boy toy, pose. Come on, don't fight, don't quit.
We're not gonna go there with the boy toy doing some boy toy things for Vince McMahon.
Yeah, just a hot tag here. The Braun Strowman's bum ass is destroying a bunch of jobbers.
I'm not.
That's good. No, build them up. That's good. How much people he fought?
He just fucked up Chad Gable. He just fucked up Otis.
Damn.
Who else is he fucking up?
See, this is what I'm talking about. Here's what I'm talking about. Why?
He just laid out the Street Profits. He just laid out.
Are you serious?
What?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
why is he doing that?
He's killing everybody.
Maybe he really want to be a monster, destroy everybody in his path, so he could go and guess. Oh my!
Now he's threatening to get the. Okay, he's about to put. Okay, he's got Angelo Dawkins and he's gonna power. Yeah, okay, he just killed Angelo Dawkins. Power to the table.
He can't wrestle any damn way.
Yeah, it looks like
yes, he can.
No, he can't. Nobody gives a fuck about Angelo Dawkins. Let the Street Profits break up and see who gives a fuck about Angelo Dawkins.
As a matter of fact, speaking of your opinion, Scott, I'm not gonna lie, you've been flying on all cylinders these past few months. You know what I'm saying? Like when it came to Liv Morgan. I'm not gonna lie, I gotta talk to you about Liv Morgan because many people may disagree, but I don't. Like I think her against Shayna Baszler was like the best match she ever had.
That
Are
match
you
was
fucking
garbage,
kidding
bro.
me? That was terrible.
Horrible.
I think it's the best match she ever had. I swear to God.
That don't mean anything. It's fucking
that
terrible.
Match was bad,
that's
bro.
like you saying Jade Cargill had the best match of her career, and what she did with Athena was fucking embarrassing.
She won. She won, nigga. I told you she needed to win that match.
Anybody can win when it's written.
No, fuck that. She needed that when she beat Ember Moon. She needed that.
She made that title weaker than it is now. But let's go back to the
real. Come on, my dude. You just want to hate.
No, I'm not hating. I was on the Jade Cargill train for a minute. But then as I started to watch, I'm like, damn, this girl ain't getting better. Every goddamn time she do a move, she got a pose. I'm like, oh my God. Am I looking at a wrestler or I'm looking at a fucking runway model?
Yo, since you worked up, Scott, read that comment right there from the Henny God.
Henny God.
Unfortunately, I don't think. Oh, wait.
I actually watched the part of
Yeah, he was wilding.
I actually watched the motherfucker. Don't worry about it.
Ron's still out there.
I actually watched part of that Punk rant. Boy, was
he was wilding. Like, come on, there's just certain things that if it was going to be a work, just let it be a work. But when you start going to insults and talking shit, I don't care if it is the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks will be like, look here, man. We try to avoid this shit, but this went too far. Now we got to put pause on you.
You know, on some real shit. Now you're right. When it comes to shit like that, I definitely thought he put a little bit too much steak sauce on that motherfucking steak.
This segment's still
CM
going
Punk.
on. He's
Nice.
still killing people.
Nice.
He's
What?
still killing. Oh, what?
I'm not
It's
through with
been
you
going
yet.
on while you guys.
Yo,
have been-
babe. Yo,
it's-
babe. Hold
What?
on. What the fuck?
It's been going on this whole
How
time.
they saying Braun Strowman is killing people on Raw right now?
I mean, that's how you
It's
leave
been-
an impact.
This
And you know,
while
Triple
y'all
H-
two have
They
been
keep
going
taking
off,
out the whole roster.
And
while
you
y'all
know,
two have been
after
going
what-
off,
what
this
TK
segment's been
said-
going on the entire time.
And you know what TK said about WWE? He keep on talking about WWE. That gave
Nah.
Triple H
This-
a good 12 hours to make the show red hot. He's
No,
gonna give them
nah. What y'all saying, right? It makes sense to what Triple H is doing right now. You gotta establish him as that unstoppable monster.
No, that's
I
good.
agree.
But what I'm saying is, I think the gloves are off now for Triple H and WWE. Tony Khan still talking shit about WWE, and WWE barely mentions them. Now Triple H is like, ooh, let me look at this pay-per-view.
See, here's
He's
the
still
thing, though.
talking
Here's
shit.
the problem with that. Here's the problem. They may not mention them, but they're still trying to cock block them, though. So
Mhm.
you can't,
As
you can't,
always.
you can't try to act like they're not doing anything. They completely rushed that Worlds Collide thing. WWE has never run Labor Day weekend. Labor Day weekend is not a WWE thing. That's an AEW thing. They specifically did Clash of the Castle. They did it this time of year just to fuck with AEW, and then they even rushed the Worlds Collide on the same day.
Word, because it's like how you have a Tyler Bate and Braun Breaker match, you don't even promote that shit.
I don't know what's going on with NXT, but this NXT Europe stuff, it's not going to happen for a long time. We're talking like halfway next year. So because it's not happening for a while, you could have built up unification, and they rushed that shit the same day just to cock block a little bit of AEW a little bit. So
I think Triple H said, hold my nuts, let me show you something.
And I think, on some real shit, at the end of all of this shit, think of it. Braun Breaker is getting the short end of the stick. Out of all of this, let's really be real. Braun Breaker should be a fucking stud right now. Braun Breaker is barely even mentioned. They fucked Braun Breaker up, man. They
because
really
NXT
fucking did.
2.0 is, I don't care how much.
It's not.
It's terrible. NXT.
It is. It's not that though. You had a star in Braun Breaker. The beginning of the end was changing his name to Rex Steiner. That's. I mean, excuse me.
man.
What he fucked up with his name. Hold on. What he fucked up with was his name. Changing his name from Rex Steiner to Braun Breaker. That was number one. Number two is when he had this dude lose to fucking Dolph Ziggler.
Nah, man. Here's the real issue with 2.0, and I say this as someone that used to be an avid TNA fan. The issue of 2.0 is that they're in the same fucking place. They're not traveling. You have to get out of Florida. You have to go to different cities. You got to go in different venues to get over. Ever since Black and Gold NXT died, that's not even true. That's not even true because even when they were Black and Gold, when the whole Wednesday Night War started,
turn that down, Malik.
Yeah, all right. When the Wednesday Night War started, AEW was going to different cities every week. NXT was staying in the same spot. So when you mentioned the Dolph Ziggler shit, Sandman, it wasn't Ziggler beating him that, to me, really exposed Breaker. What exposed him was he beat Ziggler the night after Mania, and, like, nobody gave a fuck. The crowd didn't, like, that's the night after Mania. That's, like, supposed to be, like, one of the craziest Raws of the year. And you could hear...
Yeah, because he wasn't supposed to lose in the first place, so...
No, they did that.
They did that. Zombies back then.
They did that so that he could get. They did that so that he could get his big victory back on a bigger stage in front of Monday Night Raw. In front of.
It was not gonna work. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Well, obviously it doesn't work because they're not on the road. They're in the same spot. That's the
problem. Hell no.
Zombies over there, man. They didn't give
it. Like, yo, Braun Breaker was. Braun Breaker's still supposed to be undefeated till now. Period. That's it.
Well, to
Dolph
me,
Ziggler
that
winning
doesn't
that
matter.
belt didn't mean nothing.
Well, to
It
me,
meant
that doesn't matter.
it to value him.
To me, that doesn't matter. It's not just him, man. It's the entire 2.0 brand. The vast majority of WWE, most people that turn on their TV weekly to watch Raw or SmackDown, they don't know who any of these 2.0 folks are. That's the problem.
Yeah, you got a point with that. Yeah, you got a
Yeah,
point with that.
that's the mistake that TNA made. I was a big TNA fan, but TNA was in the Impact Zone. First it was the Asylum, there was the Impact Zone. They stayed in Florida. And when you stay in one
Hit
area,
that like button. Hit that like
you have
button,
to own your
y'all.
brand.
Well, Florida was always known to be a hot place for wrestling. The South is
Yeah,
where
I
you want
know.
to be.
But you have to
And
go out to different cities and different venues
Yeah.
and different states to grow your
hey,
brand. Because if you stay in one place, what happens is that you have acts that are over and that one particular place. I'll give you an example. I'm sure you guys forgot about these guys. It's been years, right? And back in the old NXT, right? And the old NXT, remember the Vaudevillains? Remember
Of
that?
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, the Vaudevillains were really over in that Florida area, but it didn't translate anywhere else. You remember the Ascension? Remember the Ascension? They were
I
also
was just about to. Yeah, I was about to mention
yeah,
them
they
also.
were also over for NXT, but it didn't work. But then you had guys like Enzo and Cass, and for better or worse, they were
How
over
you do?
everywhere. Florida liked
but
them, New
but
York
but
liked
the
them,
problem
California
is
liked
the
them.
the main roster fans are fucking idiots. They don't care about wrestling. Your casual they're casual fans for a reason. Like you could say NXT fans were marks because if you think about it,
Right.
sometimes mark fans are entertaining. How you explain why they had so much success with NXT Takeover? It was fresh. It was live. Them fans act crazy. The next paper, and that was on a Saturday. Then the pay per view for, let's say, Elimination Chamber. Let me cut my camera on so I can be a fan.
Go
This
ahead. Go ahead.
is this is WWE main roster fans.
No, we can't see you at all. But hold on.
Oh damn!
Let me try to put the signals. I'll put the single screen on. Hold on.
No,
Let me
I just gotta
you.
get to some light.
Solo you out.
I gotta get to some light.
Go ahead. Go
There we
ahead.
go.
Go ahead.
We got some
Y'all can
light
see
right
him,
now.
right? Y'all can see him.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
see
yeah.
him.
Yeah, you see him.
So this is main
There we go.
roster fans.
Okay.
Keith Lee, let's just make an example, does a frog splash from the freaking turnbuckle onto the table.
That's bullshit.
Yes, go watch the pay-per-views. Watch NXT and then watch the traditional pay-per-view like Survivor Series. Them fans don't do a damn thing. They you spend $1,000 to sit at the front row, and all you doing is this.
He's right.
that,
He's right.
that's true.
He's
That's
right.
true.
Green
He's
shirt,
right.
That's
man.
true.
Green shirt.
Front row.
I remember there was one particular. I don't know if it was a Raw or a SmackDown where fucking Chad Gable was wrestling somebody. It was either Mac Hat Moss or Baron Corbin, and he did the Chaos Theory. Like that suplex where you do the rollover to the German. Very impressive move, and he's a small guy too. He did it, and like I remember, like everybody in the crowd was just looking at their phones.
That's what I'm
That
saying.
didn't
See, because no one's impressed. I mean, it was boring. I mean, the WWE is just boring these days. Oh, what's up, y'all?
It's not even boring. Them fans
Oh,
are
hey,
not
Malik, what's up,
fans.
Malik?
They just go in there
All
just to say, "Oh, I went to a WWE event, but I don't care about wrestling. I'm just showing up to it because I can say I went to a WWE event." Whereas you look at the '80s, you had unique type of fans like Ty Guy, uh, the old lady who goes to Madison Square Garden and has special seats just for her. Those are real fans. These fans don't give a shit. The only thing is they only there because they kids think Roman Reigns is cool. They don't give a fuck about wrestling because they're not fans. They just show up so their kids can be happy. These
the
fans don't give a shit.
The difference between AEW fans and WWE fans is that AEW fans, they come to see wrestling. WWE fans, they come to see stars. If you are not a star, then they're not going to react to you. If you don't get TV time, if you're not pushed prominently, then you're conditioning the WWE fans to not care. No one cares about Dolph Ziggler because the WWE has conditioned fans for the past decade that Ziggler is a bum. Therefore,
oh yeah, he may be a bump, but the only way to create stars is for the fans to interact and act like stars. Look what happened to Kofi Kingston. I thought Kofi Kingston was a middle of the road type of superstar, but after what he did at SmackDown as a fill-in and did the Iron Man match and did it to the very end, and then he went into the Elimination Chamber, them fans went batshit crazy over Kofi Kingston. They wanted to see him win. Them fans, today's fans, they don't give a damn. It's like, damn, Umas. If I was in the ring, if I was a fan, I'd be cheering for Umas all day just because I want to try to help him become a superstar. These fans don't give a damn.
Speaking of Omos,
and that's the problem. Yeah, and that's the the problem with the main roster fans. They're fucking boring. They don't care about the business. All they want to do is they only bust a nut when Liv Morgan and Sasha Banks show up. Everybody else don't give a damn.
A lot of to copy back off of Malikia, a lot of Vince projects have disappeared. You know, we haven't seen like I'll tell you the biggest example was old girl, Lacey Evans. I don't even remember the last time I saw her. You know, so
they don't know what to do with Lacey Evans. They should just make her a spokeswoman and make her eye candy. Make her a valet because she's just not it for wrestling.
No, I'll tell you where I seen Lacey Evans next if you can hear me. Okay, last time I saw her, she did a pose on her Instagram where she's like looking more glamorous and less less military. You know, I had a hard life and I'm coming back as an American and I'm really some fans. So, but the thing is, like I said, Lacey Evans was also a personal favorite of Vince. Oh, Sandman, everybody, have we talked about the CM Punk temper tantrum yet?
Yeah, we already went over that.
Yeah,
let's hear your take on it.
Yeah, I got a follow-up story that posted about an hour ago, not 2 hours probably now. There's more details on that. CM Punk, they said punches were thrown. They saying CM Punk threw a punch and hit Matt Jackson. Also, CM Punk's trainer, the one that was on Dynamite a week before the pay-per-view, he was involved. He hit one of them with a chair and blackened his eye. And Kenny Omega jumped in and I think he bit CM Punk's trainer. So it was a melee like that. This happened during the Keith Lee swerve questioning. So the thing is, in my opinion, some people say CM Punk might have been right. Some people say some people back in CM Punk, some people back in Omega and Young Bucks. I think CM Punk has gotten such a big head. He thinks he can say and do what he wants. And technically, I guess he can because if you watch the video of the media scrum, Tony Khan was looking very uncomfortable. So it's like he can't do shit. I mean, so I'm just saying, I think CM Punk has too much leeway to get his way too damn much.
Come on, we saw CM Punk throw hands in UFC. They're okay, the Young Bucks. He can't hurt nobody. Those hands.
Yeah.
Anyway, you guys were cooking on that. JCD was cooking. Sandman was cooking. All you guys.
Yeah, whatever happened to JCD? Like, you just don't go back.
He probably had to do something.
He had to Benoit his kids to bed. He had to Benoit kids to bed.
Jeez. All right, so while you guys were cooking, now it's my time.
Oh, what's y'all's thoughts on MJF? Do you think this role?
He's gonna win the title of Revolution. You know how I would book him? Have it at Arthur Ashe. Have Punk give him like he's going for the GTS, and then the fucking clowns come out and help MJF beat him up. So then you got to have Punk go through the goons, and then they rematch at Full Gear. Punk wins, but then Punk says, "You want the title? You got to go through these guys to get to me." And then you have him win at Revolution in his hometown in fucking Long Island. And that's how you do the double turn.
But do you want to keep doing the hot potato with the title?
That's what I'm saying. You doing
we give him a couple of months. Full Gears. I mean, Revolution's in February.
The thing about the Attitude Era that's forgotten about, and I think it's because people have just forgotten or people just don't know, man. Attitude Era, the belt was nothing but hot potato, bro. The belt.
Look at WCW 2000. Fucking what did that change hands? Like 70 times in a year?
Like 99, 2000, 2001. Changed hands like every other fucking week. And
the fucking janitor.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about that, right? Like it was different at that time because the actual character made the belt. Nowadays, the belt makes the character.
Fucking David Arquette had the title. Case closed. David
But
Like,
Arquette's the
South,
champion.
I was never a
exactly.
fan
It's
of the
that's a perfect
South Japan
example
title.
because if he never won that belt, we damn sure wouldn't be talking about David Arquette. The belt made David
Yeah.
Arquette.
All right, so while y'all
The
were
belt
cooking,
killed
all
WCW.
y'all had y'all chance to cook. Now it's my time to cook on Triple H's bitch ass, and we already talked about this with
Oh,
Sandman. So much stuff happened on the weekend. So much stuff happened on the weekend that it's just I find it very ironic. It's like every time dumb shit happens, this is what I don't like about it, right? This used to happen to TNA all the time, right? Back when the cool thing, in professional wrestling, right? Sometimes there's a bandwagon of something cool to do. A couple of years ago, when like everybody was leaving TNA, like when AJ Styles left and Drew left and Bobby Lashley left and EC3 left and Mia Yim left, the cool thing to do was like LOL TNA. If a big name left TNA, the cool thing was just to shit on them. But then if somebody left Ring of Honor or New Japan or NWA or some other, nobody would really say anything. I feel like AEW is at this point now. It's like the bandwagon is we got to fucking nitpick every single thing that happens in AEW. But if WWE does something stupid, like, we're just going to look the other way because the narrative is, oh, Triple H is here, Vince is gone, so WWE's not doing anything negative, man. Triple H did the interview with the Ariel Arani guy. I already talked about this with Sandman, where, they're sitting down and Ariel's asking Triple H about Sasha Banks and Naomi, Braun Strowman, who just came back. He's asking about Bray Wyatt. He's asking about his heart condition and all that. And near the very end, he's like, what about AEW? And Triple H says, oh, well, they be our developmental. Good job. Triple H is a fucking pussy, okay? NXT has always been developmental, but when Triple H took over Black and Gold, this nigga was front and center, just like TK does those fucking press conference calls every AEW review. There was always a conference call before a takeover, and there was a conference call after a takeover. For 4 fucking straight years, this dude said, deadass, NXT is a brand. It's the third brand. It's not developmental. It's a fucking brand. You have fucking Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, Velveteen Pedophile, and everybody else saying that NXT was the main roster.
The pedophile dream.
But
They all
was
said-
he
they-
shit? But
they
did
all
he
said
shit on
NXT.
did he shit on main roster when he was in charge? No, he ain't say no slick shit about main roster. All he says that NXT is their own brand and NXT will stand on its own. But at the end of the day, the goal for NXT was to get the exposure. Then you go on to the main roster.
Yeah, but NXT was better than the fucking main roster.
Right.
A lot of people didn't
And
want
look
to
what
leave.
happened with that. And look
You
what
can't
happened
help
with
what
that.
we like.
They got the exposure and went to their main roster and got
He
murdered.
got married. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
He got
because
murdered.
that's Vince didn't want his little guy. He didn't want anything that Triple H was successful with to take
What
over.
happened?
To be
That's
honest,
stupid.
to be
I'm not.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's
to
not
be
focus
honest,
on the main roster.
let's be
That's
be
stupid.
real.
Hold
Let's be
on.
real.
Let's not go.
Vince
Let's
McMahon-
not go. Go ahead, Scott.
Let's be real. Vince McMahon, at the same time, he never really approved of him marrying his daughter. He didn't even
Turn that
really
down.
take Triple.
Whoever got that in the background, turn that down, please.
He really never even took Triple H serious as a
Hold
promoter.
on, Scott.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
He
Yeah,
didn't
Plus,
trademark
he didn't
infringement.
really approve of him marrying Stephanie McMahon, but he wanted to keep his daughter happy, so he allowed it to happen. He had to get the okay. Triple H had to get the okay from Undertaker just to date this woman.
From Undertaker? What fucker?
Yeah.
I want that to do anything.
Tombstone.
So
He's stupid, man.
Vince McMahon always had a problem with Triple H dating Stephanie McMahon, and he was getting a lot of
Did
heat
you?
from the back. So one day, Triple H and Undertaker spoke in the locker room, and Undertaker was
But how
like,
do you know that, though? Hold on. Let's rewind that. You always making proclamations like that. How do you
"This ain't
know Vince
proclamation.
McMahon?
This shit
How do
has
you
been
know
documented."
McMahon didn't want
Yeah,
to didn't
there's
want Triple
stories.
H to Stephanie?
There's stories. Like Vince never wanted
He's a
his
story.
daughter to date
Vince never
wrestlers.
want his daughter to date a
But there's
wrestler.
also stories of him wanting Kurt Angle to tongue kiss him right in front of his face.
Yeah. And,
Well,
and
that's for
filming too.
entertainment.
And
That's
filming.
weird.
entertainment. They do anything to make money. But when it comes to, oh, you marrying my daughter and having kids with my daughter, fathers act stupid. So
Well, of course,
this is
yeah.
so
Any,
Triple H had a conversation with the Undertaker, and the Undertaker was like, "Fuck what everybody say. I'm giving my blessing. It is okay. I have no problem that you date Stephanie. If y'all really love each other, then date her." And then he told the locker room, "Yo, leave Triple H and Stephanie McMahon the fuck alone."
You want some real
Or
shit? I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say right now. Why nobody never tried Bum the Taker? Like, did you ever hear about Bum the Taker washing somebody up in the locker room like a Haku or
because
something like that to make you feel like, nah, chill. He's a real leader. He knows how to
he
throw them hands.
he was the locker room leader. Because the thing is,
Why?
Undertaker, they
Coach
respect
Why?
Undertaker so much. Because during the
Why?
WCW surge, when WCW was
Why though? That's
killing,
all I'm asking.
why
would
you're
you let
asking
me
why he
fucking
was
finish?
locker
Just
room
because he's
leader?
real tall? The
No,
fuck
he was
out
the
of
No,
here. You
locker. He was
because
pussy.
the locker room
Undertaker,
leader because he
Undertaker
was the
was the
most
Pussy.
only
loyal.
one. Under
Pussy.
loyal too.
Undertaker was the only
No,
one that did not leave ship when
yeah,
WWE was
he
at
was the
its
most
lowest
loyal.
point.
That's why he was the leader. That's
Yeah,
why.
he was
Yeah,
loyal. He would
Oh,
never leave.
and he was the most loyal because he was the only person that was willing to go the extra mile and do stuff for Vince that nobody else was willing to do. Like an
uh,
example, well, they already talked about that in his last Riot documentary thing. Like
You know, I
the
gotta watch that.
vignette
I never
thing.
watched that actually. I gotta watch
yeah.
It's
that.
pretty good. It's pretty good. Like when they filmed the first like vignettes of Paul Bearer. Remember those old vignettes of Paul Bearer where they
Of
were like
course.
at some funeral home somewhere, and like Taker was like digging a shovel. They were like somewhere in the middle of
Yeah,
like
the
fucking
first
Canada.
vignettes. Like, I'm not gonna
Right.
lie. Like, I was more like as a kid, I was more scared of Paul Bearer than Bum the Taker.
Right.
And
Well, anyway,
Undertaker
I
said,
really was.
without Paul Bearer, there would
that
be no
segment
Undertaker.
that segment they were like
I
in
agree.
Canada and it was like below freezing, and then the time when remember he had like the orbital bone, and the doctors told him take time off, but Taker was like fuck that, so he wore the mask for a bit. He had the Phantom of the Opera mask, stuff like that.
I think we got
It's just
seven. Yo, we got 7 likes, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. Yo,
Yeah.
3 more.
So
Fuck it. 3 more likes. Let's go to 10 likes. Why not?
Un- Undertaker stayed on a sinking ship, and he disregarded all his injuries. So that's why when Undertaker speaks up, everybody beats quiet because they be like, "Damn, out of everybody, you the only one that stayed." Shawn Michaels took his ball and went home. He ran away when it got too hard. Un- Steve Austin left when he couldn't get his way. Undertaker stuck around. Whatever gimmick they told Undertaker to do, he took it. He switched it up. So now he became a locker room leader. So all the hazing, I mean, Undertaker minds his business because he's like grown men can defend themselves. But when it got to the point where even Stephanie felt uncomfortable to even come to the show, because remember, Stephanie was never really part of the team. She was just an intern. She didn't receive responsibility until like maybe 2009, 2010, when they gave her a title. I forgot what it is, like marketing. So everybody
Marketing.
looked up to the, yeah, she was a marketing, like they market the pay-per-views, they market the production, the merchandise. She was in charge of that. So Vince looked at Triple H like, oh, whatever. This is NXT's developmental. Here,
Hmm?
you can. I'm not gonna let you touch my main roster, but you can go help NXT. And he
right,
didn't
right,
think
and
NXT
right,
was gonna
and I don't
blow
want
up.
to. Right, and I don't want to focus on the main roster. I'm just focusing just on NXT for what it was, and we're all in agreement. We all saw it. You saw it. Nate saw it. Sandman saw it. Malik saw it. Everyone saw it. Like he was promoting NXT as the main roster for like 4 years, and they
Mm-hmm.
they had a good thing going. They had a good thing going. It was part of the indie explosion. You had Lucha Underground. You had the New Japan expansion. You had the Elite, and then you had NXT. And there was a period and the mid 2010s to late 2010s, like 2016, 2017, 2018, when it was like anybody that was anybody was, going to NXT with Nakamura, Bobby Roode, Samoa Joe, Austin Aries, just people we never would ever think would be in WWE. And it was the thing. And he had a nice little thing going on. NXT was fine as it was. It was perfectly fine as an hour show doing the takeovers. And then all of a sudden, when AEW exists, it's like, you know what? Let's make NXT 2 hours and let's make it come
And
on
go
the
to
same
USA.
day.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think
hated
Vince
that.
felt some. I think Vince felt some type of way, and he purposely did that to show the world that Triple H has always been over his head, and he don't know what the fuck he's doing.
And
So
don't forget when they did that Survivor Series, you know, they only did it the one time, that Survivor Series 2019 before COVID, where it was Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. NXT won that shit. Remember, they were sitting down
Triple
the
H
main roster
and Vince
people.
McMahon took that personal. I'm sorry. Vince McMahon is vindictive. He's
Right.
vindictive. He didn't. They always say the student should never outshine the master. And unfortunately, Triple H wasn't trying to outshine him, but he brought something fresh. He brought something different, because it's a big difference between being an owner of a wrestling business than being a wrestler. He relates to them. They didn't want to come up and talk to Vince. They didn't want to talk to Bruce Pritchard. They didn't want to talk to freaking Johnny Ace, because you know why? Because those guys wasn't wrestlers. They just knew the business side. Triple H been on the wrestling side, so the wrestlers can relate to him. He been through the same bullshit that they've been through. He been working his way from the bottom. Remember,
And also
he fucking
Triple
got
H
screwed.
is on both sides of the spectrum. If you
Yeah.
really think of it. Triple H also used to sneak into the meetings that Vince McMahon had, you know, when he was younger in the game. That's why he calls himself the student of the game. The game. He
Yeah,
knows
I mean,
all.
Triple H even said it. He's like,
Right.
I'm going to work my
Now,
way up
hold
to
on,
the top by
Now,
any means necessary.
pertaining to what Tope was talking about, like, yeah, this dude, Triple H, is a corporate cocksucker. Because
Yep.
he sat there and had all his, this talent get fired left and right. Nobody said nothing. Nobody said nothing. All he would say, if it wasn't being used, oh, we all figure it out. We'll figure it out together. Even though people are still getting released, right?
All right, so let me ask you a question, R. Let's change your name to Paul Levesque. You're married to Stephanie McMahon. Not only you got to keep peace with Vince McMahon, but you got to swallow your pride and also keep peace with your wife. At the end of the day, Triple H just can't go off on Vince McMahon because he's married to his daughter.
I understand that.
Vince already doesn't approve of this marriage. So at the end of the
No.
day, as a husband, you're gonna bite your tongue and you're not gonna say certain shit just because you don't want to bring a rift into your family. I hate to
I
say
understand
it.
that. I understand that.
Paul Levesque is a company man. I get that. But he's a smart company man. Because at the end of the day, think about it like this. This is not just I'm married to Stephanie McMahon. No, I am married to Stephanie McMahon. I'm also part of a company that gave me a living, that gave me a very good living. And at the same time, people don't think about it like this. Do you really want his daughters to pick and choose? Should they love the parents, or should they not love
And
the
you're all over the place, Scott. None of this has anything to do
I'm
with
just
NXT.
I was letting them cook. Go ahead.
Triple H is going through. I think this what goes on in Triple H's head. Like, he don't want to insult the family. He has a lot of pressure. I wouldn't want to be married to Stephanie McMahon, as fine as she is, but I wouldn't want to be married to her because at the same time, she's the daughter of Vincent Kennedy McMahon. And Vincent Kennedy McMahon is the king of professional wrestling. He will always be the king. He will always remain the king.
Yeah, the fallen king.
Actually,
he's
correction. I think he was the king.
Hold on, y'all. Let me talk. Hold on, Scott. Let me talk. Hold on, Scott.
No, hey, Scott can finish his point. Okay, no, I was saying, you let Scott finish. Then I'll say something.
Okay, go ahead, Scott.
I said, yeah, Vince is the king, but then he became the Mad King. And if you like Game of Thrones like I do, let's say Triple H was Jaime Lannister. And one thing that he didn't want to do is kill the king and become the King Slayer. So he has to stay neutral. And whatever that's done to Triple H just took it in. He took it in until he had a
Right.
goddamn cardiac arrest.
Mm.
And
I
I said that from
Hurt
before.
him.
Triple H's comments, by the way, like, okay, right, this is what I meant before when I said, like, if AEW does something stupid, it's all over Twitter. But then if WWE, or let me rephrase that, if Tony Khan says something stupid, people talk about it. But if Triple H says something stupid, it's rare that he does. But the few times he does say something stupid, people are just quiet as fuck, right? So when TK basically said that Big Swole wasn't that good, Twitter lost his fucking mind, you know? But in this comment, when Triple H said in a very passive aggressive tone, "Oh, congratulations, AEW, you beat our developmental brand." That comment, Triple H is basically burying the entire NXT era of that. So you're saying that Gargano, Ciampa, Dream, Shayna Baszler, Rhea Ripley, Bayley, Sasha Banks, Enzo and Cass, Bray Wyatt. You mean to tell me all those superstars were just nothing to you?
Nah,
Pretty
I don't
much.
think that was the
That's
case.
far
I
worse.
think he said you killed the new NXT because I wasn't in charge of that no more. I think
Yes, he
Triple H was taking
was.
Yes, he
no,
was.
I think
Yeah, he
Triple
was.
H was taken out of NXT a long time ago, but it was kept quiet. And Triple H just
Nah, bro, he was
sat
still
on his
there.
hands. He didn't
Yeah,
say
it sounded
nothing.
like cape. Yeah, it sounded like caping, sir.
Nah,
It
You
it's
was
know what?
hurting
Captain
him.
man.
in America.
Oh,
It
It's
was
hey,
not,
hurting
man.
him.
The simple
hey,
Hold on,
reality is that
hold on, y'all. Go ahead, Malik. Go ahead, Malik.
okay. No, I want to answer Scott's point on Scott on Triple H on his Triple H rant. Okay, at the beginning you said Triple H was a bitch ass, and you know why he's a bitch ass? Yes, he married the boss's daughter, but he's saying the company gave him a good living. No, the business move gave him a good living. It was a power business move that he married Stephanie McMahon because he would not be where he is unless he married that corporate stank cunt. That's what I'm saying.
Damn.
So that's
Right.
why he has a
well,
good living.
he
He mar-
he would he
he
go
he,
go
ma-
ahead, go ahead.
he, ma- he married her because he knew he would ascend to power, which he has done now. And you know what? If you look at all the allegations against Vince now, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Triple Bitch's ass who leaked the information, the email,
Oh,
who got the
jeez.
email and leaked it to the board of directors. Because you know what?
So you don't think it was Nick Khan?
I
Nick
think
Khan.
It could have been
Triple
Nick Khan,
H.
it could have been Triple H, it could have been anybody. But I'm thinking think about this: Triple H has more power now with Vince gone than he's ever had before.
So
So
the
you got
Sopranos, we're gonna get the McManos. The McManos.
Let me focus on that. I think that if the Stephanie shit had never happened,
Shit.
I do think Triple H would have still been like in the political landscape of it because he clearly before this if you do the research on Triple H, like a lot of folks don't know this, he was in creative meetings as early as 97. You know,
Yeah,
Nate
I said that.
Nate
I
was
said that. I really said that. Yeah.
yeah, Nate was
told
the
him.
one that smartened me up. I didn't. A lot
Yeah.
of folks don't know that it was really Triple H. He was the one that really fucking got the screw job going with Brett. Triple H was the one that was like, "Fuck this guy. We don't need this guy." He was the one that planted the seed of the screw job to Shawn and Vince. Really, he was the mastermind behind the screw job. And if you notice, Triple H doesn't really talk about Brett like that. When he does the interviews, he talks about Mick Foley, he talks about Rock, he talks about Cena, he talks about Taker. He doesn't really talk about Brett. And
Of course
Brett
not.
doesn't
Or
really
Owen.
talk
But
about him.
He don't throw Brett under the bus. That's the cool.
He don't talk about Owen either.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, you know what? Nobody talks about Owen because you know why? They don't want to be. They want no parts of what happened to Owen. Because let me tell you what happened. Every wrestler looked at Vince McMahon like he was fucking crazy when he continued the show. So we can't even put the Owen situation. The Owen situation is one of those things that nobody will ever mention because nobody agreed with the show continuing when Owen Hart tragically died.
That's a
That's
what
a
if.
big
So
thing.
what if Shane McMahon fell from the rafters where they would continue the show? That's a what if right there.
Yeah.
You know, instead of
So
Owen.
every wrestler felt some type of way about this. Like, damn, you continue this man.
Undertaker almost quit over that too. Undertaker almost quit.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah, I
guys.
heard about that
Foley
also,
walked out.
yeah.
Foley didn't show up to Raw. A lot of guys are pissed.
Yeah, but
And
I definitely
Jarrett
think
too.
Triple H. Yeah, but I definitely think Triple H would have been working in the political landscape, but he definitely would not be where he is now if he didn't marry Steph.
Yeah, see,
And I do
don't,
believe
yeah.
Malik that he saw Steph as a political move. It was definitely a political
Yeah,
marriage.
it was a power business move. And the thing is, he might have been in the political landscape. He might have been in the political landscape, but he would not be as high in the landscape had he not married the boss's daughter. Because you can be political.
That, but you guys act
political.
like you guys act like Stephanie wasn't a fine motherfucker when she was in her late 20s.
Damn, my dude, like, were you horny or something? Like,
I'm saying, look, Scott. China, to me, China was a classy woman. The thing is, to me, Sunny Man might have good looks physically, but that bitch is a hoe, is a freak, and she was a freak. she been a freak.
But how you know she's a hoe? Y'all doing too much.
Macho man.
Come on, man.
Right, macho man. That's my next point right there.
The
urban legend.
As much as
I believe the urban legend is true.
As much as y'all say that she's a hoe, well, check this out.
I never said she's a hoe.
I never mentioned this before, but I would marry Superhead because I think she's just a fine motherfucker regardless. But that's just me. So everybody's a hoe.
The first the first Stephanie story.
What the fuck I do with the what? Go ahead, Soul.
The first Stephanie story I researched Stephanie a long time ago. The earliest it goes back. I don't know where this was. I've seen so many fucking shoot interviews over the years, but it had the Big Show, and the first Stephanie Hunter story that I can recall was some OGs might remember. Do y'all remember WrestleMania 2000?
Of course, that's one of my favorite WrestleManias.
Okay, y'all might remember the day of WrestleMania 2000. If you remember, they did this long WrestleMania special. Where it was like an all-day special where they summed up all the manias up to that point that led up to Mania 2000. It was like this long special. It started like at noon and went all the way to like 7 o'clock or whatever. Anyway,
okay.
According to Big Show, because Big Show was in the main event that night. It was Rock, Triple H, Mick Foley, and Big Show. The
McMahon in every corner.
Right. Well, yeah. Show was looking for Shane, because he was, because they were just trying to work out what they were going to do that night. And Big Show said that he was walking, in some room somewhere, and when he walked in the room, he saw Triple H and Stephanie, and they were just making out, and he was like, "Oh." But he was confused because, as it was very common back then, a lot of the segments that they would do, some of them were live, but a lot of them were pre-taped too. So he was wondering, so he was thinking that maybe he walked on a pre-tape, but it wasn't.
Yeah, because remember that around that time, being a storyline is supposed to be together.
Right, exactly. That was the McMahon-Helmsley alliance or regime or whatever it was called. So Show walked in on them making out, and his first thought was that he walked in on a pre-tape. Because if you look at WWE, even today, when they do backstage vignettes, you can see people walking in the background, stuff like that.
Yeah, sometimes it was a mistake. Yeah.
Right. So he thought he was walking on a pre-tape, but then he realized it wasn't, and it was real. And during that period of time, he was still with China. And then Ivory, if y'all remember Ivory, did a U-shoot a long time ago, and Ivory and China were really good friends. And Ivory and China used to ride together, from city to city. And Ivory would say that China would find all types of anonymous love letters in Triple H's gear, his boots and his elbow pads and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you really can't say he went after a political. Steph made a move on him.
Of course, yeah.
She made the move. She made the move because when Triple H won, when he won his first title, his first title was the night after SummerSlam '99, I believe.
When he was with China.
Right, China was still with him, and then when they did the corporation, remember it was what was the corporate ministry when he turned heel. China was still with him there as well. Somewhere around late '99 to early 2000 was when Stephanie started, flirting with him. That was when it started, and he went along with it, but he was still with China, So
he should have known better. So if he was already making out with her while dating China, that makes her a hoe, makes him a scumbag.
What's crazy too? I always remember as a kid.
He could be a scumbag.
I have fond memories. I have fond memories of when Eddie was with China. I thought China looked great back then. She looked great.
She looked good with Eddie. She looked good with Eddie.
She looked happy.
Yeah, she was
Yeah,
happy.
exactly. I was just about to say that shit because she looked legitimately happy.
I'm gonna
So
keep it funky
it's
with
gonna
you.
make her skin radiant.
Mm.
You
I always
say,
said, well,
what are you gonna say, Scott? Go ahead, Scott.
If I'm gonna keep it funky, if I was Triple H and I was dating China and fine ass Jacqueline came at me, I'd be smacking them cheeks too. I would be like, nah, China, I like Jackie, and I'm gonna go after Jackie. That's just me.
You was gonna fuck with Jacqueline?
I agree with what Ivory
Jacqueline
said.
was fine in WCW when she was with Kevin Sullivan.
No, I'm saying you said that Triple H. I thought you said Triple H was fucking with Jacqueline.
No,
Oh
if
my God.
I was Triple H and I
I
was
don't think
dating
you can handle
China and Jacqueline was making the moves on me, I ain't gonna lie, I would have been.
Fucking
But why would you be Triple H?
That's what I'm saying. If I was in his shoes.
Why would you be in his shoes if Jacqueline never hollered at Triple H?
I'm just saying, if that was my scenario story.
Exactly. I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Why would you be Triple H?
Because I don't think China wasn't the most attractive woman. Yeah, she was beautiful, but I'm sorry, if I see something I like.
You're not hearing what I'm saying. Hold on. You're not hearing what I'm saying though. I'm saying like, okay,
if I was
saying that, you saying that like Jacqueline, it was like a storyline or whatever that Jacqueline hollered at Triple H, and then you be like, if I was Triple H, yeah, I'll holler at Jacqueline.
Yeah,
but
it's
Jacqueline
like
never hollered at Triple H. Why would you want to be Triple H?
Because to make it realistic, I had to pick a woman who I would smash cheeks with. If I
all right, so who would you? Why would you be Triple? You know what? I'm done.
Never
anyway,
mind. You know what I mean,
finish the story. So Ivory mentioned something very important at the end, and I agree with Ivory 1,000%. Ivory got emotional at the end. This is like an old YouTube video. I don't remember when I watched this. This is some time ago. Ivory still looks good, by the way. But
Ivory's she's a bad bitch.
Yeah, so they asked Ivory if you could, because this was after China's passing. So they asked Ivory if she could go back and tell China something. What would she tell China? And Ivory said she thinks that what China never realized was Triple H is a lifer, meaning that he's going to be in the business forever. Not everybody's in the wrestling business forever. Most wrestlers are just in the business for a certain
from
period most wrestlers are in the business for a certain period of time, and then they catapult off that into something else, like movie stars, TV stars, models or whatever. And so she was saying that even though what Triple H did was wrong, in a way, Triple H kind of did her a favor, because China would not have wanted to be in wrestling forever, because she was getting offers elsewhere. Like, she was trying to get into other things. So it's just, unfortunately for China, what really fucked her over was during that period when she got blackballed by WWE. That was before, like TNA or Ring of Honor. Like there was really nowhere else to go. There was nowhere else for her to go at that time. If that had happened just a few years later, if it had happened like maybe 04, 05, then maybe it would have been different. So
China got offers, all right.
Yeah, and they
they
said the porn industry brings out the dark side of a person.
Well, she was teaching
those women
in China too, or something, or Japan. She was like, she speaks like 7 languages. She was intelligent.
I see Theory's bitch ass just lost again.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, speaking of Theory, what the fuck? Tyson Fury punches fucking him, knocking him out, and then last night Jungle Boy's mom slapped the wrestler. What the fuck? I can't do that at a show. I'm gonna do that. Bullshit.
No, the bullshit. That's really called the bullshit out. That's really called the bullshit out. Like, why the fuck is Theory out here? Like, they got Theory out here looking like a nerd. Y'all want to talk about stopping? Y'all talking about stopping, finish pushes.
Bandwagon is you.
It's not a bandwagon.
Like Theory.
Theory was also a favorite of Vince McMahon. That's why Theory's getting shit on
camera. He's another one. Yeah.
That money in the bank he's carrying around don't mean shit now.
It don't
No.
mean a damn thing.
It didn't mean
No one
shit
likes-
before he had the briefcase.
Yes, it
Right.
did. That was supposed to go to That was who was in there? It was supposed to go to Seth Rollins because that's who they wanted to win the briefcase. But you know, Vince got to be Vince, and he gives the briefcase to Austin Theory. Austin Theory wasn't even supposed to be in the fucking show. You saw how
Right,
everybody
DLC.
looked at him. Nobody respects Austin Theory. What the
Yeah,
fuck
somebody had a-
Austin
somebody
Theory
had a-
ever did?
Well, them
Somebody
booking
had
him
signed-
like this is not going to help matters either.
But look,
Because
somebody
he
had
don't need to
had a sign
be
on
in
show
the
saying
fucking main
nobody
event.
likes you. Somebody had a sign up saying nobody
If I'm
likes you.
Triple H, I cool off the Money in the Bank for a couple of years. It needs to go away for a while,
I
just
say
like
the
they
hell
made
Yeah,
with
it
King of the Ring
does.
go
It
away.
does. I
Just
agree.
bring back King of the Ring. Bring back King
Yeah.
of the Ring with a title
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah, so
I say
basically take the place of the Money in the Bank. I would do
Yeah.
that. Bring back the King of the Ring. Take
Yeah,
Money in the
take
Bank,
place
title
of the Money in the
shot.
Bank.
back
we
King
can
of the Ring.
agree on that, but the hell with Austin Theory. He was never believable in the first fucking place.
He looks like a pedophile or something with his
Wow.
face.
Well, he actually was accused of being a pedophile.
Oh,
For
jeez.
real,
What
when?
were you doing? Hanging out with
man.
Velveteen Dream?
Where was this?
Man,
Hey, Sandman.
Velveteen
That was a
Dream
long
over
time
there
ago he was
fucking-
accused of that shit.
PP
But-
Dream. PP Dream.
Apparently,
over here
since you brought
recording
up
dicks and
Dream,
shit.
it was the Ashanti dude from Hit Row. He
Yo,
was the one
oh
that made it
God.
out.
Oh, boy. Jesus.
This motherfucker be with this whole. What y'all thoughts about this whole EC3? You know, talking about he had the Velveteen Dream had his phone propped up in the bathroom.
I don't know about any of that stuff, but I can
I
tell
saw
you
that,
that I have
yeah.
a friend that knows Dream personally. I think I may Nate, you know Tech, right, Evan?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Evan,
we-
what
I-
the fuck? I
Yeah,
forgot
remember
about
we
him.
spoke. You spoke to. I spoke to Tech too. We spoke to Tech. Yeah.
How's he
Yeah.
doing?
Oh,
Remember
well,
I
his
told
website-
you. Remember I told you have him come to the show. You can come to the
Yeah,
show.
Evan.
So
Right.
what
Tech.
does he know about Velveteen Dream?
This is what happened. This is I have to get Tech to come in, but basically the long story short of it was, I remember this too. So Tech has his own show. He's been on sabbatical for a while. He had a show called Under the Mat Radio, which is located off in Baltimore with his crew, and they interviewed him, Patrick Clark, when Tough Enough was a thing, when they brought it back. Remember when Tough Enough was there? They had Patrick Clark on the show. And this was after Patrick had got eliminated. So this is before he became the Velveteen Dream. I wasn't on that episode, but I remember they interviewed him. So Tech knows a lot of like different indie promoters in the Baltimore area. And so anyway, some time goes by. He's repackaged as the Velveteen Dream.
Well, hold on, wait, whoa. Slow down. Who's that's you, Scott?
No, that's not me.
Who's outside?
Somebody's parasailing in the wind.
I hear it too, yeah, but I'm inside my house.
Yeah, because this is like breaking news. I want to hear what Tope got to say with this one. Go ahead, Tope.
All right. So it was some random indie show. I'll try to contact Tech and get him on here next show. It was like a random indie show. He knows a lot of indie promoters down there. This was like 2017 or 2018. So he's Velveteen Dream at this point. Very popular, very over. So it's very common for some WWE superstars to visit indie shows. If they have some friends there. So Tech had some backstage tickets or backstage passes, whatever. He goes in the back and Dream is there. Because if you remember, NXT had a relationship with Evolve. I believe that was the name of the brand. Evolve was like
Right.
to NXT or something like that. Right. So he goes
that.
backstage and Dream is there. And, so Tech is telling me that, backstage, like, everybody knows each other. Everyone's cool, whatever. So he's talking to, I want to say, Mike Bennett and Maria. They were there. Who else was there? What's the rapper? The one who left AEW the other day, not like a few months ago. The small guy.
The rapper.
The small dude. The one that the one that
Oh,
was
Marco Stunt. Marco
No,
Stunt.
no, the rapper, the black dude.
Oh.
The small one.
I don't
The
know.
one that was with Bobby Lashley.
Yeah. What was his name?
No, Leo
Rush.
Rush.
Leo Rush.
Leo
Rush was
Leo Rush.
Leo Rush was there. Mike was there. Maria was there. Jay White was there. That was like right before he got became the Switchblade. So anyway, he saw Dream. He saw Dream and he was like, "Oh, yo, what's up, Dream?" He didn't call him Patrick. He didn't call him Patrick Clark. He was being respectful. He called him Dream. You're like, hey, what's up, Dream? According to Tech, Dream looked right at him and just no sold him. He big leagued them. He big
Really?
leagued them. He big leagued them. And big league is a term where it's like you see a wrestler, you know who they are, they know you, but
They
like
just
in
know you.
public, yeah, they act like they don't know you. They no sell you, right? So Dream just walked right past him, and Tech was more. He wasn't upset that he got no sold or anything, but Tech was mad because he had him on his radio show back when he was nobody. So he
Right.
felt like like what I mean, like he gave him opportunity when no one else did. So Dream
Yeah.
ignored him. He big leagued him. And then, according to what Tech said, Mike Bennett was like, "Yo, man, that dude's into some shady shit." And then Tech was like, "What kind of shady shit is he into?" And he's like, "Just some shady shit, bro. Just some shady shit." So Tech told me this. And this was like, man, this was like fucking
This
like
when he just started to cook
February.
in NXT.
Right. This is like right when he started to cook. So when we had this conversation, this was like February of 2018. This was before AEW, before COVID. The wrestling landscape was very different back then. So I thought Tech was just fucking with me when he told me this story. And he was like, nah, bro. He was like, this dude is in some weird shit. And I told Tech, I was like, well, listen, bro, like, I believe you, but like, this guy, he's red hot. He's probably going to be a future world champion. And Tech was like, nah, man, he's not going to make it out of the main roster. I'll never forget that. He said he's not going to make it to the main roster. And I was like, we'll see, bro. We'll see. So all these years later, when he got exposed, I was like, damn, he was right.
He was right.
He
And
was
look,
right.
the last thing I heard about a Velveteen Dream, Toph said he
recording people's penises.
no, there's something before that. He was arrested for possession of marijuana.
Oh,
Oh, come on.
Gives a
Robert,
shit.
Nah, it was cocaine too. If you want to say marijuana, it was also cocaine.
He had drugs. He had drugs on him. So that's all. So I
The
guess
marijuana, RVD was like, I'll bail him out. RVD, I'll bail him out.
Yeah, it was more than weed. It was definitely more than
he
weed.
had a half a pound in the Canadian border.
I'm just saying, he's into some shady shit. All right, he's really shady. If he dealing drugs, he's doing wrestling and dealing drugs on the side. Probably some extra income. So
You know what? I thought about that too. I thought about like, is Velveteen Dream a drug dealer? Because remember, with that whole scenario, they kept telling him, stop trespassing, and they asked him to leave, but he refused to leave. That's when he got arrested.
Yeah, and you know what? Velveteen Dream probably wasn't making the big money when he first started. You know them NXT
Yeah, hell
salaries
no.
was like 75,000 or some shit like that. That's why they was
He
at
decided
the new Sale Arena. They wasn't
Yeah,
making no big
hotel.
money.
I didn't
So
even
what's
know Kevin Nash sells weed now. Kevin Nash has his own weed, jackknife.
And you know what's really depressing? What's
Ooh, I
like,
like that.
there's two things that's very depressing about Velveteen Dream. The first thing is that when John Cena took his first break, when he really started transitioning into like the movie stuff, like late 2017, early 2018, when he was gone, he did an interview where he said, do you watch NXT? Cena said he did watch NXT, and he was like, are there any people there that you see as potential? And Cena referred to Dream as, and I quote, the one. And then
I remember that. Yeah.
And when I look at Roman Reigns and the Bloodline, what's their quote? We the ones. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, damn. They were gonna give Dream the moon. They were gonna give him everything, and he fucking ruined it. And then the second thing about Dream that's depressing is when NXT was blowing up pre AEW, right? Like NXT was hot, right? But a criticism that people had was like, man, some of the same criticisms that AEW gets, you can apply that to NXT, like, Gargano, Adam Cole, Finn Balor. It's all small dudes, flippy shit, no selling, blah, blah, blah. Dream was like the one prospect that got it because he was marketable. He could cut a promo. He slowed it down. I remember the little pants he wore that he had, like the pants that said, call me up, Vince, call me up, Vince.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
No, I got one better. I got one better for you. Remember when this dude had showed up to fight Adam Cole, dressed like Negan with the Hollywood Hogan pants?
Yeah.
That's what he
that
wore
was
in Tampa.
awesome.
That's
That
what he
was
wore in
awesome.
Tampa.
What's depressing? What people
That's when he fought this dude, Adam Cole. Matter of fact, you're right. When he wore the Hollywood Hogan shit,
Yeah.
I'm bugging. He was going against Ciampa, but when he was dressed like Negan, he was going against Adam Cole in that parking lot brawl.
And what people forget too was like when the AEW NXT shit first started, he was hurt. He missed like the first couple of months. Like that was a really, really, really important time to be there. I mean, I think AEW would have won anyway, but he would have really made a difference. You know, and
Oh
he was
yeah.
gone. He was gone because by the time he came back, because you remember he got hurt right before it started, and by the time he came back, like it was already like halfway. Well, I think COVID was already a thing by the time he came back, so like it wasn't the
Yeah.
same. He didn't have that heat that he used to have. He just
Man,
missed all of it.
what's sad about Velveteen Dream was he was the only gay wrestler that I thought was cool. I actually enjoyed him. But then when he did that pedophile,
But how can you say he was
I
gay?
said,
I didn't know he was
yeah,
gay. I thought he was bi. I don't know.
Gay?
He's gay. He's gay.
No, I'm saying like on stream, he never admitted to being gay, like what Goldust, right?
Well, at that time,
You know, you can't say
at that
Goldust
time-
is gay because he never admitted on stream that he was gay.
no, at that time, wrestlers were afraid to still come out.
He was
'Cause-
booking his flight to San Francisco.
So,
But
wait,
Velveteen
was the
Dream
kid-
didn't come out either. He never was an
was
openly
the
gay
kid was the
wrestler.
kid boy or girl? I don't know. Was the kid boy or girl that he was?
It was a
supposedly
boy.
groomed? It was
It
a
was a
boy.
It was both. No, it was both.
Oh,
He was sending nudes to little boys and little girls.
Jesus Christ.
yeah, that's crazy.
So that right there, I'm not trying to make an excuse for it, but something must have happened to him when he was young for him to act that way.
That's
Probably.
that's for sure. That's for real.
Probably.
You know what the craziest part about Dream is? The craziest part, and I know you're not going to believe this, Sandman. You're going to go off your rocker, so I need you to brace yourself. The craziest part about Dream, get this. He discovered Prince the day he died.
Jesus Christ.
Dream
Really?
is young.
Yeah.
He's like only in his 30s. Nobody knew
Yeah,
about
He
him.
had no clue who Prince was.
I knew who Elvis was when I was like 6. I was like,
Well,
didn't know.
I
he didn't know-
can't sit there and be completely surprised. Just like what they just
Right.
said, he's young. So
What basically happened? What basically happened was when Prince died, his mom, according to him, cried because it was a big deal. Not in the music.
it was a big deal to a lot of us.
Right. So
I shed a couple of tears.
right. So when Prince died, he wanted to know who he was. So he just went on YouTube. What's it called? Like how like a lot of YouTubers have like a lot of music have like I think it's called like. I think it's called like
Playlist?
Vivo or something. It has
Oh,
like
Vivo, yeah.
Vivo.
Yeah, niggas still fuck with Vivo? I thought Vivo was dead, but go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, he went on Prince's Vivo and just all day he watched like every single Prince like music video ever. Like he just sat there and he just studied it. And I guess that's where the idea for the character just came in his head. All just in a day. Just crazy.
Here,
Because
Prince night
that's-
goes, no more
That's why
spaghetti.
they said Velveteen was the one. Because the thing was, when he was hot, he was a student of the game. After he got turned down from Tough Enough, that put a fire into him. He was like, I gotta create this character. And he was the only person that got it. And for what he did, he just threw it all away. Velveteen Dream was on fire.
Yeah.
I think I was
Fucked up.
rooting for him to beat Tommaso Ciampa, and Tommaso Ciampa is the greatest NXT champion of all time.
I just find it interesting that the Bloodlines quote is "We the ones" and Cena called him the one. Nothing in
Of
professional
course, because
wrestling.
the Samoans always gonna steal somebody's shit. It's like,
Yeah.
damn, they gotta be in
Right.
every goddamn thing.
I truly
Only
believe
killed a
that
fucking
that shit.
coconut.
I truly believe in an alternative universe where COVID never happened and what happened with him never happened. He would probably
there would be
right
no
now.
there would be no tribal chief.
Right, it would be him. He would be the tribal chief. It would be him. But
Nah,
we're not
it
in
wouldn't even be
world.
that. It would be Velveteen Dream and the Revolution. Velveteen Dream will have maximum male models.
Yeah.
Now
Nah,
he can
You
be
know
the
what's
best.
You know what's
Don't
sad?
go there, but
He
the
probably
maximum male
Velveteen
models.
Dream probably could save that shit act too. He probably could.
That's got to be the worst shit I've ever seen. Maximum male models, please.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't
because
realize
you-
Raw was in Kansas tonight, Sandman. Yeah, they're in Kansas.
Oh, they were in
Oh yeah,
Kansas.
Kansas is hot.
Because you got
Yeah, they
Kansas City
came out
Chiefs.
here. They over
You
there
got
by
Kansas
the
City Chiefs players in the front row.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I would have got those ticks like for me and my lady, but remember,
You don't want to fall asleep
Triple H-
watching.
that's
Really?
what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's what I'm saying.
Triple H is now sort of booking the show, so who would have known?
Yeah, you only need one
Oh,
pillow
right.
for the two.
Right,
Yeah.
you would have known that. Yeah, hindsight.
No one would have knew. That's
Right.
the beauty
Yeah,
about
true, too.
wrestling. It could change
That's
on a
the-
drop of a dime.
Right, I'm
Let
not
me
the
ask y'all-
biggest
let me ask y'all a
Gargano
question.
guy. Yeah.
You put three women together and you call them damage control. They could come up with something more original than that. I mean, damage control.
Nah, damage
Come
control
on.
sound better than just control. When
Yeah.
they just came out with that name, control. I'm like, control what? Bitch, my nuts? Like,
And,
fuck
and,
out of
and
here.
we're all ready for Bianca Belair to drop that title. She made it past SummerSlam. She don't need to be WrestleMania. She needs to drop that title by Royal Rumble.
I'm just
And
saying, even if
Hey,
it was
guys,
Bianca
I'm out of
Belair
damage
is going to
control,
take it
All right,
from her.
later, Nate.
Hey, I just want to say one thing really quick. You know where NXT shot themselves in the foot? The only time they beat AEW in the ratings when they did those special shows and gave away big pay-per-view matches on free TV. That's where they really killed themselves. NXT.
I'm just saying.
You look at it
damn-
like Great American Bash, Halloween Havoc, whatever. Fucking only time they could beat fucking AEW. That's where they killed them. So, but whatever. All right, guys, take care. I'll talk to you. We stay me doing a show Friday or
I'm doing a show tomorrow.
oh,
Like,
you doing one on Tuesday? All right, I won't be around probably Tuesday. I don't know. I'll see.
All right, well,
All right,
I'm
you gotta
definitely
We got bad weather up here in the Northeast. We finally got some rain. Got some rain.
I'm gonna do a show tomorrow, and I'm doing a show on Friday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
probably
this
jump
was
in on
a-
the Friday show.
That was an emergency
Emergency
show. Because there's so much to talk about. But I'm definitely going live tomorrow, and I'm going live on Friday.
What's tomorrow's subject on? What are you going to talk about tomorrow?
Shit, this weekend
AEW
wrestling
and the
talk
pay-per-view.
about AEW.
Oh, yeah, we never
talk
actually went
about
over the pay-per-views. We can go over the
Clash of the
pay-per-views
Castle,
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Take care.
All right, peace, man.
All right, my dude.
Hey, yo, big ups to Bailey for dressing up like a Kingdom Hearts character every week. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah. Oh, you must like those black
They're
leather
trying to
pants
hide those thighs.
and the leather and the black leather jacket. Yeah, she's getting a little fat. But anyway, look, you couldn't come up with
You're not getting
whether
fat. Like, what? Shit,
whether it's
she getting-
control or damage control. The name stinks. I mean, you could come up with somebody than that. Come on.
The thing that
I don't
WWE needs to
mind
get better
damage
at.
control. Damage control. I like damage control.
The two things that Triple H needs to change is that he's got to change these faction names, and this became very noticeable to me during Clash of the Champions. I believe I said Clash of the Champions, Clash of the Castle. I think you guys talked about this 2 weeks ago. I noticed it a lot at Clash of the Castle. They got to get some new people to work on the music, man. So many of the wrestlers have generic ass music.
Oh hell yeah! I listen to fucking Shayna Baszler's entrance music. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, her music is lame, just generic crap.
It's
Generic.
very generic.
Yeah. They got to work on that.
Yeah, but anyways, I guess I'll just throw it back right now. Like, we're gonna definitely pick it up tomorrow. Yeah. Happy Labor Day, y'all. You know, I've had some great barbecue earlier, and I'm about to tear into some more barbecue right after I shut this down, B. And watch some Raw. Raw should still be on, right? Matter of fact, it don't matter. I'll bring it back to the beginning. See this dude, Braun Strowman, running through this talent.
Yeah, Braun was dressed like an Arkham. He was dressed like
Huh?
an Arkham Knight character.
Who, Braun Strowman?
Yeah. He slimmed down, though. He slimmed down.
Yeah, he's slimmed down a lot. You know, that's what's up. Make sure you hit that like button, B. Like, I appreciate all the likes. We're gonna get this shit out here, B, because on some real, on a serious note, YouTube has definitely been hating on the Council Roundtable. We would have been got over 500 subs, but they keep taking subs away from me. I don't know why, but you know, that's all I said. Keep hitting the thumbs up. We're gonna make sure this page or this channel is noticed. There's some more people in to spread the good word about the old fashioned wrestling. Let them know what's happening. Alright? On that note, peace up. Ooh.
Hey, look, Sandman.
What's up?
I just saw Bailey steal something from Chad Gable saying "shush, please." I mean, come on now. And Bianca Belair's out there now. Oh,